Hi, we're Socialist Revolution Magazine. We're selling our paper out here at Ferguson Farmers Market today. If you'd like to get a copy, stop by, but also contact us on our website at socialistrevolution.org if you're interested in building a socialist organization overthrowing capitalism.
Socialist revolution. What is a socialist?
A socialist is a person, usually a working class person, that wants to fight for the overthrow of capitalism, fight for workers' democracy, for controlling the economy ourselves and not leaving it up to the billionaire class.
So you're for this, I guess.
We are for yes.
You're okay. And why do you think this is a benefit?
Well, because capitalism is in crisis right now.
Okay, but why do you? Because you already know. Well, you knew. You're still learning. This the talker over here. Okay, go ahead, tell us.
Because capitalism is in crisis. We're in an economic crisis. We've had the COVID crisis. Clearly, the system cannot manage the economy, cannot protect public health, cannot protect people's lives in general, and only workers' democracy on an international scale can do that. Only playing the economy for people's needs, not human profit, can mean a better world for everyone.
So you like mutual aid and mutual assistance? Explain how that kind of goes with what you're doing.
Mutual aid is sort of a germ of it, but we want something higher than just individual community level gardens. We want workers' planned economy. We want to take, instead of just community gardens, for example, we want to take control of things like Monsanto.
Okay.
Big agricultural companies.
What you say?
And plan the economy so that everyone can have food on an international basis.
Equity.
Yeah, exactly.
Diversity, equity, and inclusion. That's what I'm hearing.
Right, exactly. And so like the thing is like what we don't want to take the scraps that are given to us by the capitalist class and just redistribute it among the working class. Is the workers of the world produce everything. Not a wheel turns or a light shines without the kind permission of the working class.
All right.
And so because our labor is being used to essentially have built the capitalist economy, we feel that we should be the ones who democratically plan and control where the resources go.
Okay. So instead of getting a tenth, you want 90% or 100%. I don't know.
To control all of it.
Exactly.
Because makes all the wealth in society. And we have
That's what I'm hearing.
a handful of billionaires that appropriate all of it.
What is that, 1% now? It used to be 3%.
Yeah, 1% or less even. A handful of families and individual billionaires control the vast majority of the wealth in the economy.
So they're monopolizing the whole system.
Exactly that.
So really, I'm not free. That's what I'm hearing you say.
You are exactly right.
You saying I'm being pimped by the system?
You could say that.
Yeah.
Really?
Under the system, workers don't have any real control over our lives.
Wow.
We don't get democracy over our jobs. We're told what to do by the boss. We get an illusion of a democracy every 2 or 4 years during the elections, but who really controls the politicians? It's the big capitalist class.
The way that I like to think about it is like, everyone says that they hate Mondays. Well, it's not that you hate Mondays, it's that you hate capitalism, right? Imagine a world in which instead of your boss telling you what to do and there being this strict structure of like, this is the plan to make profit for the company, is that the workers democratically decide what to do with their time and their labor, but not even on an individual workplace level, but with the whole economy.
Ooh, he talking now.
Think about all of the things that we know are wrong with our system, that there's plenty of labor out there to fix, but is not profitable for the capitalist class, but would really, really improve the lives of the working class. If we democratically plan the economy, we could essentially take the resources of the whole of the economy and actually put it into things that really matter, like tackling climate change.
What about missing persons? You think that you could attack that
Absolutely.
issue?
The police don't have any interest in actually hunting down missing people, especially if they are of a marginalized group.
Well, you heard it here. We can't find those we can't see. That's what I always say. I run a nonprofit myself, and there's almost 13,000 people missing from the state of Missouri, and then the numbers don't really reflect the truth anyway, right? That's why I just go ahead and say 13.
Well, and that's the other thing. It's like, what, the cops only solve 2% of all crimes.
And why is that?
Well, it's because, the answer to that question is because the cops are not really interested in protecting the working class as a whole. They're interested in protecting capital, right? To your point, like, you have all these missing people in Missouri, and there's little to no effort being put into actually finding them, but as soon as a window gets broken during a protest, there is a mass of cops in riot gear to protect capital. And so that's the point, is that like the system is not built for us, it's not built for the working class, it's built for the capitalist class in enforcing their system. And so, of course, like under a democratically planned economy, in the situations where that possibly could happen, the full resources of the working class could be at the could be used to find people, because that's the things we actually care about, you know?
And it's a democracy. I keep hearing you say something
Right,
about
exactly.
democracy. So to me, I mean, I was raised to believe that democracy is of the people, for the people, and by the people. So is it really?
It is. So under a workers' democracy, we wouldn't just have elections where you go to a polling booth every 2 or 4 years or 6 years or whatever. You'd have democracy in your workplace. You'd have a working week. As part of our program, we actually demand a working week of 20 hours a week. So people
20 hours a week? What would y'all do if y'all had 20 hours a week?
If you had 20 hours a week, you could be involved in organizing your workplace.
Ooh, I could run my nonprofit.
You could also enjoy your life.
Right. Think about how many unemployed people there are, right? If we actually had an economy that had with the goal of full employment, we could easily have a 20-hour work week. Because when it comes down to it, is to keep your wages low, capitalism relies on unemployment. The only way to solve poverty, right, and to solve unemployment is to end capitalism.
So who is that? Marxist? I mean, is that tell us about a little bit about the foundation of this.
So the theorists that we look up to the most and that we draw most of our ideas from are Karl Marx, Friedrich Engels, Leon Trotsky, and Vladimir Lenin.
Woo! Education, y'all, listen.
Actually, exactly that. They together elaborated the foundations of capitalism and its role in exploiting the working class, and how it is a system that has to exploit the working class to survive, and laid out the framework, and even in the case of Lenin and Trotsky, laid out the first worker state that could put the working class in power and showed the path forward, not just on a national scale, but what could be possible internationally.
So are you an attorney? I mean, how did you get into this? You researched it? You had a good history teacher? What happened here?
Everyone has their own different story.
Yes.
I was a student, and in 2016, when Bernie came around and started raising the idea of the war against the billionaire class, I started researching more, thinking about who really is the big bad in society? Who's really responsible for all the crisis in society? It's the billionaire class that exploits us, that pushes wages down, that attacks the economy, attacks the environment for their own profits. And over time, I started coming to more and more radical conclusions. That there is no way that this planet and that the working class, which is the majority of society, can survive under a system that is geared entirely towards filling the pockets of people like Jeff Bezos and the other big billionaires.
Woo! I know some of my union friends know that name.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, thank you. You heard it here. And tell us again what we need to do by this magazine, or what is it?
Go to socialistrevolution.org. If you're able to come down to the Ferguson Farmers Market and talk to us in person today, please do. But we'll be here week after week and talking to people about socialism. And again, go on our website, socialistrevolution.org, to follow our news, follow our analysis, and sign up to join Socialist Revolution.
Right. It's also important to note that Socialist Revolution is just one part of the larger international organization that we're part of, the International Marxist Tendency, that is active in over 30 countries all over the globe. And we are not only fighting this fight here in the United States, but in as many countries as possible. And so if you want to see not only socialism in the United States, but all of the world in our lifetime, go to socialistrevolution.org or Marxist.com and get involved.
Thank you for sharing your opinion.
Thank you.
And I hope you reach the goal as long as it's positive. Thank you.
You guys